Welcome to another session here, one of our golf webinars with the topic of Tom Watson's shoulder turn. I think, Paul, was it you that sent me that video?
No, I didn't.
It wasn't you. Somebody sent me a video of Tom Watson, explaining his shoulder turn, explaining how he finally figured out how to hit a golf ball. Which sounds weird because, you know, he'd won major golf tournaments way back when. And so yet he felt that before he would, and I would play this video, but I'm afraid it won't work. When you play a video from YouTube, the sound doesn't come across on the thing. But I can tell you, you'll find it. Just go to Tom Watson Clinic on YouTube, and you'll see him talking about his shoulders inverting, that he before was like Nicklaus, where you tried to use the legs and a lot of knee bend and the reverse C and all the other crap that goes with it. And he said he got sick and tired of hitting it fat. He got sick and tired of starting it out to the right, hooking it back in, that he wanted the ball to go straight. And then he figured out that actually the shoulders turn in place. Same thing I sort of figured out after about 15 billion times of doing it wrong. So what we're going to look at here, and this is a fairly recent picture, supposedly this is from 2014. I'm going to put a little mark right there. Ooh, look what he does here. Look at this. See how he leans? See that? I do the same crap. Now, oh, let me do this. Let me change to yellow because you can't see with this knucklehead right there behind him. So he goes back. Let me go a little further. We'll put another mark right there. Then we'll put another mark right there. And we'll connect the dots, as they say. Let's see where his shoulder goes. Man, he takes that thing back, huh? But he did worse when he was younger. He took it back a lot further. So hang in there. You're going to see. I got a bunch of other pictures here. Now watch his left shoulder. Watch his left shoulder. Watch his left shoulder. If anything, it's even behind where it was when it started. Look where he is. Look where he's staying. That's why his arms extend, and I see the chicken wing so much that it's amazing. The chicken wing comes because you get over here. They transfer their weight to the left foot. Where's his weight right now? Is it on his left foot or his right foot?
On his right foot.
See? Then, watch. Then he releases, and now he finally lets the foot go. Now, watch this. Hold on, let me see what's... Oh, yeah, here you go. Here's Tom Watson many, many, many moons ago. We can see one thing. He never changed his grip. He never fixed it. Okay? Now watch. This is from him when he was young. And now we'll connect the dots. Oops, 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 oops. Aha. So now what is he going to have to do? Because he's gone offsides. He's on the other side. He's going to have to do something. Watch what he's going to do. Look at him back up. Look at him back up. See him? He backs up and he gets that shoulder back to that spot. Because if you don't get that shoulder back to that spot, you're going right field, guaranteed. See? Now look. Look at him. Look at him backing up. Look at him backing up. See how he's got more right knee movement, everything when he's younger? See? And there is what we said earlier, the reverse C. This is all stuff that he says he got rid of because now he doesn't have... See his right leg? See the difference? And he stands up with his back straighter, which is a lot easier on his back. This right here is why Johnny Miller and Freddie Couples and all those guys had all those back operations. Now, watch this. Here's Tom Watson. Whoops. Look where he takes that golf club. Not a smart place to go, but he fixes it. See? When he gets to there, it's fixed. Boom. Boom. Look at him. This is not from his youth, I guarantee you, because look at his right foot. Look at his right foot. Staying down. See? Ooh. Man. That don't look good at all. And it doesn't look that way here as much. Oops. There it is. It's cross line too, but not anywhere near as bad as this one. See? And he might have been swinging bad at that time. See? Might not have been playing his best golf. See? But that's really cross line big time. And a lot of overturning the lower body. And there's one of the problems of when you're looking at some of these videos, you pull these videos down from YouTube, well, you don't know when he was hitting it good or when he's hitting it bad. See? But this arm right here is definitely a different place than where it is here. Definitely different. But here's what I wanted you to get out of tonight. Now watch this. Here's badly. Is that how you say it? Badly? I don't know. Here's a dot. And the unfortunate thing is I had a student that sent me a video that really went off sides big time. And I erased the damn thing. And I wanted to show it to you, to show you the difference. Now watch this. The shoulders, what I like to call invert. They turn in place. Now watch what he's going to do. They turn in place. His left shoulder is exactly where it was when it started. And then it backs up. And what I see all day is people crossing this line right here, surging to their left foot, and now they can't do anything but do the world famous chicken wing. If we look at, here's another one. Where else do we go here? Hey, where are you? Hey, yeah, oh yeah. Where's oh, here you go. Here's one that's borderline bad. We haven't seen this guy in a while. I don't know where he went. Luke Donald? Maybe he got a job with Uber. Let's see here. We got going here. And it goes around like this. Now watch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you see he's in trouble? Can you see he's in trouble? Uh-oh. So what is he going to have to do? He's going to have to pull up. So then he pulls up at the last second, trying to salvage that situation, but that left shoulder is still in front of that spot. So look at him. Look how he's more jammed up right here, especially right in here with his right leg and everything, than what you saw with Badley, whatever the heck his name is. Where is it? See, he can extend his arms fully. Once you cross that line, you get alligator arms. You get alligator arms. Let me see, where's Couples? Here's Freddie Couples. Look at that grip. Not on. Let's put a mark here. Let's put a mark there. Let's put a mark there. Come up like this. Uh-oh, 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 oh, he stays right there, stay right there, stay right there, stay right there, back up, back up, back up, ah! Now, whoa, see, he can extend his arms some. They're still not as extended as they could be. Now I'm going to show you one. Here's one. And I'm going to open the mics up for you guys to ask some questions here. Here's a real treat. Doug Sanders. Doug Sanders.
That's a very subdued outfit he has on for Doug Sanders.
You know, you never heard of him?
And you need sunglasses.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this to go Whoops. He's so quick. But notice also, look how his body shifts. See him? People used to talk about, oh, where did that dot go? Where'd you take my dot? Here it is. There's a dot. Here's a dot. There's a dot. Here. Follow the lines. Whoop, 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 whoop. There you go. You've got to get that left shoulder right there. Now look how he can extend his arms. Look at how much he extends. Look how wide he is. Everybody used to say when I was a kid how Doug Sanders had such a short backswing. He doesn't have a short backswing. He's got a wide back. Look how far his hands are outside these legs. Look how wide his stance is. Now watch. Boom, 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 boom. And because he slides his body over, see that? That's what saves him so that he can still come back the other way without crossing the finish line, which is right here. Boom. All right, I'm opening up the mics. Any questions? Who's got a question so far? Going all right, Bobby.
This is Paul.
Who?
Oh.
Go ahead, Paul.
Bobby, just what I'm seeing here is this. You know, you hear everybody teaching and saying that you should have a lateral hip slide, and even if it's a tiny hip slide, it seems to me like that you shouldn't have a lateral hip movement at all. Yet that's what it seems that everybody tries to teach. I'm in agreement with you here. I see that if your hip slides beyond the ball, you're in a lot of trouble. But why do we always so much hear everybody talking about the lateral move in golf, and as though that's correct?
Well, I don't know, except that, you know, you get some golfers, especially beginners, they sort of spin out on their back leg. They'll hit a golf ball and they'll step backwards as they're hitting it. And for that person, yeah, you say, hey, you know what, you need to get to your left side. But I was at a Chichi Rodriguez was doing a clinic over here at Fort Eustis, which is about an hour's drive from Richmond, and I went over to see it. And that was one of the questions. They said, Chichi, when do you transfer your weight? He said, there is no weight transfer in the golf swing. And the whole crowd went, ooh. He said, yeah, I turn. He says, I don't transfer my weight, I turn. He says, the club pulls me to my left foot. And that's what happened.
Yeah, the video of Luke Donald looked like when he transferred his weight, he went immediately off sides. It looked like he was transferring his weight.
Right, and that might be why he's having some trouble, if that. I mean, I don't know, I haven't heard from him in a while. It doesn't mean you can't recover from that spot either. If you look at here, Donald, right here, it doesn't mean you can't recover from that spot.
Yeah, but shouldn't we consider the upper and the lower body as two separate parts of the swing, and maybe he's just not separating the way he should?
No, because look,
that looks like a huge. That looks like a huge weight shift right there.
It is, and now his head is getting dangerously close to that ball. And I'm telling you that your left shoulder and your head cannot occupy the same space. Right here, he needs to go this way with the left shoulder, that way with the right shoulder, and that there with the arms. And you invert. Watch. Here's the guy who does it the best. You can say, you know what, Lopez, you're full of crap. But this guy won 18 majors. So, and he's somewhat full of crap because he tells everybody to keep your head still. And watch what his head's going to do. I'm going to put a line right there. He lifts out of the spine angle, which is not good. But it doesn't mean he's done it forever. I mean, he just might have been swinging bad at that time. Now watch what he's going to do. Up that line, up that line. Come on, the stupid thing is. Look, he's going right up that line. Right up that line. Now watch him. Huh? Where's he taking his left shoulder? He's got to get this left shoulder even with that friggin' golf ball or he's in trouble. And I'm telling you, you can talk 1 plane, 2 plane, 50 plane, 1,000 planes, over the top, under the top, da 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 da. I'm becoming more and more convinced. I'm telling you, where they're missing it is this. This is impact. And if that shoulder's over here, you're going to get all jammed up in the arms. It's going to look like you got alligator arms or you got the chicken wing. You need to be back behind the golf ball to have a chance. See, watch this kid. He's going to go up. Boom. See, his shoulder doesn't go forward. Look at his hips. Look at his arms extend. The only way that's going to happen is if that shoulder, look at where it is. Pick anybody else you want. Who else you want to look at? Here, let's look at Loverboy in his prime. Here he is. We put a line right there. We take this right here. This right there. This right there. Look how he stays behind that line. And where does he get his left shoulder? Right there. So if you're thrusting towards your left foot on your downswing, here's a good one to look at. Here's Speed, because he blocks it. Look at his grip. Unbelievable. But you got to have a good grip to win a golf tournament. At the end of that, now he's going to get dangerous.
Hey, Bobby. It looks like all these guys. It looks like all these guys have a little bit of a lateral move on the backswing. Is that a good thing?
Yes, because here's the and I can't really do it on a video. But what's the first thing to move when you take a step?
Your foot.
See, look at him right here. Look at him right here. Watch this. Look at him right here. See? Puts it right back on that spot again. See? Look how he blocks like that. Boy, his left elbow is going to kill him eventually.
Mm-hmm.
See that? You might be rid of some of that by now. The first thing to move when you take a step is your chest. You lean forward and then your foot reaches out and catches you. So the first thing to move is your chest. So the first thing that should move when you start your backswing. Oh, that's the other Tom Watson here. Wait a minute. Watch how he's going to, see? Right. I do the same thing. I lean with that first before I even take it back. I start the club back with that. I take it back with my chest. I bring it down with the arms. I take it back with my chest. I bring it down with the arms. I take it back with my chest. I bring it down with my arms. I'm telling you.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes.
Hello there, sir.
Hello, Adam. Bloody good, I say. How are you guys doing over there? I mean, you know, the bad day today, huh?
Yeah, I was actually just jogging in the area. Yeah, everything's it's not great, but
well, we put
not
up
as
with
bad
the
as
same
the
thing
rest.
over here. Believe me, we're both in the same boat. So, well, I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks, mate. So, do you by any chance have a video for the stereotypical one-planer on the Jim Hardy's boy, Matt Kuchar?
Oh yeah, here, hold on. I got Kucha.
Because if anybody is going to be, you know, saying one plane is different, I suppose that might settle it, right?
Well, I don't know that the one plane. I know this whole thing with, you know, the one plane, two plane. The problem, I don't have Kucha from the front. Darn it. See? You see, look, he keeps the club head outside the hands. So he's on a flatter plane. If you want to call that one plane rather than two plane, that would be my guess. But I think, look, if you look at right here, watch this. What's pulling down? His hands and arms. Boom. He's not leading with his upper body. You would see it right here. You would see that move first.
Yeah.
See, look, it stays still, stay still, stay still, stay still, stay still. And his arms go on through.
Yeah.
One of the things I like on that view right there is you can see his hands get in front of him before he really releases that club, and that's one of the hardest things I have to do. You know, I'm trying real hard at that, but it's a tough thing to do, is to let those hands fall far enough before you release the club.
Now watch this. This is a video I just did for a guy. Now watch, you're going to see the difference right off the bat. Number one, he takes it. Look at that, Bayonne. See, look how he's fighting to try and keep his head on the ball. But some bonehead told him, keep your head down. Keep your eye on the ball. Now watch. See that? Toast. Done. Kaput. Se acabó. Ya no más.
I missed it. What happened?
As soon as he does this, watch. I know he's toast. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because watch what's going to happen from the front. Now watch. He's going to go back like this. If you catch onto this, you got it. I'm telling you, this is... See, he wants to take that thing further back because something in his brain tells him, I make this big backswing, I'm going to knock the snot out of it. That's not necessarily true. The size of your backswing's got nothing to do with how far you hit the golf ball. Now watch. See? Watch. See? Transfers over to his other foot. Look. Here's a way to explain it. Here, hold on. Wait on. I got another one. I got another idea. Hold on. Now watch. Here goes Benny Crenshaw taking it back. Now here comes Mr. Centrifugal Force. He goes around like this. Right? If the center point of this little hurricane moves that way, it slows it down. If you had a bucket on a string and you're holding onto the string and you're whipping the bucket around, as long as you keep your hand right there while you're spinning it, it's going faster and faster and faster. If you took your right hand and you went back and forth, like this, like that, like that, like that, the bucket would wobble and it would slow down. So you don't want to go that way. You want to go this way. You want to go up. See it now? You go
actually,
up.
Bobby, this is exactly what's happening with my golf swing right now. I've gone through a revelation in the last 2 weeks. I'll send you a video soon, but basically it's gone from a feeling of driving everything towards the target with my legs, which is causing me so many problems. And it's now, what it feels like is completely different. It feels like all I'm doing is pulling my left shoulder up and my right shoulder goes down, and it feels like I'm not even transferring my weight. And it's just become so much easier to hit balls, you know?
Well, good, because here's what happens after this. Once I spin in place, once I invert in place, where my left shoulder is, my right shoulder is going to go. Well, he even has it below it. Now watch. Now watch. Now he goes to his left foot. It's afterwards. The club pulls you to your left foot. Watch Porter again. You're going to go up. Going to go boom. Huh? Now watch. Oh, he's still way back. Now it pulls him to his left foot.
Bobby, with this what you have up right now, if you compare that or contrast that with Ben Crenshaw, it seems that Crenshaw's reverse K is a little bit more severe than the fellow that we just looked at. It seems to be the more severe it is, that's the way you can really aggravate your lower back.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's got quite a turn to be. He's a little guy trying to spin it even faster. See?
You know, right there.
See him pull down? Boom. Yeah, you might as a let me see this politely, a senior golfer might not be able to do that as much. But I don't know. I mean, as long as you pull down on the rope here, if you pull down on the rope and get rid of the golf club, see? Pull down on the rope, get rid of the golf club, let the club head pass the hands, boom! And then you just hang on to it and let it pull you up to a standing position. And I think what interferes with everybody is they hear about this, transfer your weight to your front foot, and it interferes with the ability to do what we just see right here. If you look at even, let me see, that's Joe Daly. Where's Daly? Here you go. Now, watch this monster here. Here's poor Fuzzy sitting there watching it and probably going, how the hell did this happen? This guy with his backswing, how could he even keep it on the planet? And Fuzzy was really funny. We were on the driving range, and I'm there with Gene Sowers, and Fuzzy walks up, and he has a club across his shoulders, and he goes, oh, so this is what a driving range looks like. He says, I don't like to frequent these kind of places. He didn't even practice. Here we go. Look. Now, Let's see what his shoulders do. Look at that. Marron. Now watch. See? Look at his left shoulder go up. Look at how tilted his shoulders are. Look at his shoulder go back. Now, he might tell you he's transferring his weight to his left foot, but look at his left hip. It's clearing. It's going the other way. The left cheek of your butt heads for your right heel. It doesn't head that way. The left cheek of your butt. Go ahead.
There are two things I'm seeing, and it's, with Tom Watson, he's got what you might consider an overswing. I mean, it is, he overswings a little bit, and then this guy is really overswinging. What would you say is the more important thing to get right? Correct your overswing or stop getting offside?
Getting offsides, because the thing is this: if you can get back to impact from a higher risk position, the ball's not going to find out you did it. Right? That's the straight. Now this guy right here, who is this? This is somebody English. I don't even know who this guy is, but look, he's got a real strong left-hand grip. Now watch what he's going to do. Watch out. Oh, I see it coming. Now wait a minute. Now stop doing that. Yes, he stopped. See? But he's still a little jammed up right there. See? Mm-hmm. He's a little jammed up, and it comes from that right there. If he just wouldn't have done that, because now he got himself in trouble. Now he's got to do something else, so he starts backing up. He might not even realize he's doing it, see? Who's this one? Esposito. Oh, he was on the senior tour for a year or something. He was the top qualifier about 2 years ago or something. Ooh, look at this. Ay, marron. Oh, man, he's got to trap everything, see? He gets here, and he still gets sort of, you see his left shoulder right there? See how it's just a little bit, it's not bad, but it's a little bit cramped up right there because he's gone too far forward, see? So he's got to hit, look at how much divot he's taking. Look at that. Holy crap. I'd like to put that on my head right now. See if it grows. See? Now he might be hitting a trap shot, a little punch shot. Yeah, he probably is, you see. So we're criticizing him here for nothing because maybe that's what he was trying to do in the first place. So as he's doing that, he risks transferring more weight to the left foot, keeps the back of his left hand going to try and hit this low punch shot into the wind or what have you. Let's see. Here's Faxon. No, Fletcher. Who else we got? Anyway, that's. Oh, here you go, Garcia. This is a perfect example. He's like Mr. Perfect.
It amazes me that these professional golfers, that some of them, not Garcia, but some of them have this fault that's really obvious now that you point it out. How has no one said to them, hey, by the way, if you didn't do that, it'd be a lot easier for you?
Well, there's such a thing, I guess, as the natural talent, and that carries them through. They find a way to recover, but sometimes, that fails them, and then next thing you know, they're gone. They all of a sudden go, what happened to me? I can't play anymore. Look at Ian Baker Finch, for instance. Here's a perfect example. But you see this? Look at his shoulder. Look how it goes right up that line. Shoulder goes right up the line. He doesn't go sideways one bit. And look at his left hip. Look at that. See? He doesn't have a big shift to his left foot. Does he get to his left foot eventually? Yes. Because as he gets rid of the golf club and throws it out, the centrifugal force is going out this way. It'll eventually pull him up to his left foot. So I take the club and I get rid of it as fast as I can with my hands and arms, get it to turn the corner, which is the forearms rotating over, and let the club pull me to my left foot. That's the feeling. Any other questions?
Bobby, it may be a minor point, but why is it over the years, if you want to just address the right-handed players, that they really keep that foot, their left, I guess it's the left heel, planted on the ground all the way through the swing, whereas back in the day, not that long ago, people would lift that left heel like Jack and Tom. They still do it, of course. Do you have any thoughts on that one way or the other?
I don't know that it's a. I'm getting a feedback here. Hold on, let me see here. Hope that's not bugging out. I'm going to turn this off here. I don't know that the lifting of the foot is that big of a problem. I mean, Sam Snead did it. Nicklaus did it. I mean, let's look at Hogan here. Here's Hogan. I'm doing a left-handed just for you, Bob. Look at that. See? He keeps that foot pretty quiet. But you'll see the same thing with Hogan here. Now, Hogan says in his book that he feels like he has a piece of rubber sewn onto his pants like this, hooked to the wall, and that he stretches the rubber on the backswing, and then the rubber snaps him back to the wall. That doesn't sound like he's moving laterally to me. That's his own words. Now, where's his right shoulder? Right on that golf ball. Right on that golf ball. Then he goes, look at him, he's still back, he's still back, he's still back. Then the club pulls him forward. The club pulls him up, I should say, forward and up. All right, any other questions?
Oh, yes. I've just remembered. Yes, I've got a question. Okay. So one thing that I know I'll keep going on about the last 2 weeks because it has been revelation, right? Now, what I feel helps me to close the club face. It feels like the more I pull up with my left shoulder, the more square I can actually get the club face at impact. Because I've been blocking it for ages, and it seems like that my left shoulder controls whether or not my club face is square and closing at impact. Now, is that correct?
Yes. In other words, if the left shoulder gets past the impact zone, you can't square the club up no matter how hard you try.
Man, it's just been, yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling.
Exactly. So you got to actually be, just like if you were going to chop down a tree, you take a big hatchet, chop down the tree, you'd be sort of moving backwards as you're hitting the tree. You wouldn't get in past the tree and then try and hit it with the hatchet.
No, I suppose you wouldn't.
Right. So that's why, if here's the tree, you got a hatchet, you're going to stand over here and go boom and actually be leaning backwards as you're hitting the tree. You wouldn't stand over here and then try and hit it with the hatchet behind the tree. There's no way.
So, Bobby?
Go ahead.
Is there a drill or a way to, to practice this?
Yes. Okay, good question. You the man.
I'm the newbie. Yay.
Let me see if I can find where I have the stupid drill.
You're making us all look bad.
Where is it? Oh, here you go. Watch this. This is going to kill you. Wait a minute. Let me see if you're not going to believe this. You want to see somebody that pulls down. Watch this. It's the actual lesson. So now watch. 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 This is a lesson I was given to a guy, and he was nice enough to say, yeah, you could look at the angle he has on that golf club. Why? Because he pulls the club down, but his chest is still facing that way. All right, so anyway, that gives you an example there. Hold on, let me see. Where is, I have me doing the 2 o'clock draw here. There it is. There you go. You go back like this. Whoops, come on, you dumb Cuban. Here you go. Now, I just pull down. Let me kill the microphones here a second because we're getting the feedback here and I don't want to ruin it for the... Where'd it go? There we go. All right, now I'm going to pull down, pull down, see? And I stay back here. I stay back there. I stay back there. All my focus is back there. If you want to, you can take your left hand off the club, go over here, press on the left nostril of your nose, and then blow out real hard. If all the snot's back here near your right foot, you know you're doing it right. What are you going to do? Here we go. Here, I take it back. Boom. Boom. Pull down. Right. And let the club bring you. Let the club, pulling down of the club, bring you to the ball. That way you end up with your left shoulder lined up with the ball. Don't surge as you're pulling down with the club. Stay where you are, pull down on the rope, and let the club bring you. Getting the feedback again here. Let the club bring you back to the ball. What is? Any other questions?
How about a drill to feel the shoulder turn?
Ah, I got that one. I got that one. Here's what you do. I'm getting a reverberation here or something, but anyway. Take a stick and put it in the ground like this. Take your right hand and put it right there. And then, oh, hold on, I'm going to kill the... Then, make a backswing with your right hand and then touch down here. I can send that drill, hold on. It's called, I'll take you right to the drill right now. It's called the turn and tilt drill. If that's where I have it here, then we go to drills library. There you go. We go to the drills library. And we can hurry up. Unbelievable. Let me see. Turn and tilt drill. Turn and tilt drill. Top of the backswing drills. Let me see. Should be called. Here's another one that's a good one here. Clyde's turn behind the stick drill for combating the hip slide. That's a good one. That'll help. Impact drills, turn and tilt drills. Oh crap, where did I put it? I'll tell you what I can do. I can send it to everybody by separate email because I get a list of everybody that was nice enough to join the webinar. There you go. Let me see if this... Well, this is a good one. What is this? Stop that crap. Unbelievable. There you go. This would be a good one too because you take the stick and then, well, I can't do this. I guess it messes. But this will help also. So you look at that one. That's the drill for shoulder tilt on the downswing. That'll help. But I'll tell you what I'll do. This is a good idea. Use this. Sticks out to get under your... let me see what this one is. Ah, that's the one. That's the one. That's a good drill. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send all of you that drill. Give me till tomorrow morning. And then I will send that out to everyone. I'll send both of those drills to you. See if that'll help. Let me turn the mics back on.
Okay, so I have a question.
What the? Go ahead.
Now, it seems that, and this is it's kind of been confusing me. It seems that there are two aspects to the downswing. There's the club coming down, as in you pull it down with your arms, and there's the rotation of the shoulder and the chest. And you talk about keeping the chest facing backwards. And I'm trying at the moment to synchronize the pulling of the club down and then the rotation. It's like I do that first and then I sync it up with the rotation. But are you saying that the pulling of the club down actually drives that and it's not two separate things?
Yeah, no, when I get to the top, I start with my chest. I lean back, just like you saw with Tom Watson. I sort of lean back a little bit, start to lean towards my right foot, and I let that sort of bring the golf club back. In fact, here, I'll show you another example of it right here. Hold on. It's very subtle in Bernhard Langer, but you'll see it there. Watch Bernhard when he starts back. See? Watch. Look. Look. Now watch his hands. Watch his hands. See? He drags the club back a little bit. See? Look at that. See? Look at the club face down here on the grass. So he starts back with the chest, and then he pulls down on the rope, goes straight up with the left shoulder, straight up. He doesn't dare let that thing pass that ball. Gabish!
So there's no delay. So you're saying that you don't, so you immediately start up with the left shoulder in the downswing?
Yes. The first move on the downswing, that left shoulder goes straight up.
But doesn't, okay, and that's cool, but doesn't that mean that that's going to open up your chest rather than keep it back?
No, it doesn't do that, luckily. It doesn't. Because what you want to do, what you're trying to do is from here, right here, you want to rotate in the smallest amount of space possible, because that's faster. Tornadoes are faster than hurricanes because they're skinnier. And that's where you see a lot of these tall kids that are tall and 6'3" or whatever, and they can turn maron. You look at, who is this one over here? The heck's his name? That kid that knocks at about 15 million miles. Somebody throw me the name. You know which one I'm talking about. Dustin Johnson. That's it. Okay. Oh, I got it. Watch this. You want to see somebody that can...
I didn't think he was a particularly big hitter.
Who, Dustin Johnson? Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
I think I might be wrong.
He's one of the longest.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And look at this. You see this he does right there? That'd be the first thing I'd get rid of. I would tell him, I say, no, I want you to do what Bernhard does. Start back this and drag the head. Sorry, I got to kill the mics again because I'm getting that feedback here. Hold on. Then we go back here. See what he does right there? That's not a good idea. Okay. Now let's mark his shoulder. Mark his shoulder. Mark his shoulder. Connect the dots. Where's his shoulder? Right there. Right where it started. Look at his hips. You talk about sliding the hips. Watch. Look at his hips. The left hip goes up and back. Look at it. Oh, Dennis says that this video is 3 years old, and that Butch might have fixed that already, and he might have. See? But look where he is. 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 Then the club pulls him up. All right, gang, you learned something tonight, I hope. And,
definitely.
Hope you had a good time. Any other questions? If not, we'll call it a day.
I just want to, Bobby, I just want to say one thing. I watched the little different. I watched the pros this weekend, and I was amazed how compact their iron swings are. We always look at the driver, but their back swings were short, and sometimes their follow-throughs were short. Just amazing to see that they don't overswing at all with their irons.
No, because you're trying to get the ball close to the hole.
Right. It was...
Go ahead. Somebody else have a comment? All right. Well, I hope you learned something tonight. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to send all of you those 2 drills, and then I'm also going to load this up on the webinar page of the members section, so you can go back and watch it again if you're that nutty, or or at least. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll send when I send the 2 drills to everybody. I'll send you the link, the direct link, so the non-member can get to it. Send it to a friend or something. Say, hey, why don't you join us on Wednesday night? We'll get more comments and stuff. If you can fit more people in. All right. And I'm going to send that out to you. And guys, I had a great time with you tonight.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah,
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks, Bobby.
Hasta luego!